This is going to be a tutorial about breaks. So a break just means that when the hoop is moving, something gets in the way of it and stops it moving. That's a break. That's a break. That's a break. On our body, there are a couple of ways that we can do breaks. We can do them from the top side of the hoop down, either by catching it or by pinching it. We can do it from the bottom side of the hoop up, catching it or pinching it. Oops. And we can catch it from the inside, which is like as it's coming around. Oops. Here, let me do it higher. Catching it, opening. Open. Break. Break is his hand. Break. Break. Under, over, inside. So those are the most common breaks that people play with. The ones that are over, that you do from the top, those tend to work best on the lower half of the body because you're already coming down towards your hoop over the top. So the ones that come up from under, they tend to work best on the upper side of the body because you're coming up under it and catching, catching, catching. I'm going to have to take this vest off. So the inside the break one, your hoop is right here in your sweet spot. The place that when you're shoulder hooping, you rock it with your shoulder hooping. It's below the deltoids and above the bicep. And it closes right into your hand, right into your hand, right into your hand. So you can do breaks horizontally, but you can also do all of these breaks vertically. And you can put them together. So this is the over the top, below the bottom, from the inside. So the main thing to know about breaks, oh, and you can also do them revert from behind. So over the top, under the bottom, from the inside. So a lot of people pair the idea of paddling with breaks. Paddling is something that Baxter does in the hoop path, and to me it appears to be letting the hand rest on the chest until the hoop is on it, and then pushing, letting the arm come out and let the hoop ride it out as it comes out. And I've seen the hand so that the back of the hand is forward and the side of the hand is forward. But these moves pair themselves with practicing breaks. So a lot of people put them together when they're talking about this interchangeably, paddles and breaks. But breaks are really anything where the hoop is caused to stop. And breaks and reverses are when you're breaking and reversing. So when you start to learn this, when you learn the most basic one, the most important thing to remember is that if you're ever stopping the hoop, you don't want to just stop it. You see what happens? That immediately gravity is going to take the part that's not got something holding it up and push it to the ground. So we have to continue its gravity by letting our hand pull it until it's against our opposite side. This is how it doesn't fall down. And then reversing and not letting go until we get all the way to the opposite side. So we're delivering it right to exactly where we want it. And then you can start to play with moving it up and down your body. You can start to play with how many circles you add to it. So maybe you go 1, 2, 3, break. 1, 2, 3, break. And then work it down. 1, 2, break. 1, 2, break. Then work it down. 1, break. 1, break. And then break, 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 break. So these are all drills that you can do with breaking. It's fun. This is breaking over the top. So breaking under the bottom, you've got to be able to get your arm at least into your elbow and come up underneath it for breaking under the bottom. But once you do, you can let the hoop land on you, lift your hand up with your thumb up, your hoop will come in it, and again you have to pull it against you just a little bit to help it get level. You can use your index finger to land on it and hold it so that you can deliver it right where you want. And that's also a good way to manhandle it back if the hoop starts to go down. Either one of these, if you all of a sudden start to lose it, manhandle it back to the sweet spot on the other side where you would have put it if you'd hit where you were aiming. And then all of a sudden you've got it leveled again. Oh, okay. So, and then the one on the inside, this is the one that I tend to do at heart level. You're going to want, I guess you could do it with your elbows up, but I do it with my elbows down. I let the hoop land in my hand, and I close it, and then I let it come around until it lands on another part of my body, either my elbow or my other shoulder, and I send it back. So I'm trying to, in back, hit right here. I have it